Good morning, everyone. Some international news to start us off today, and I'll bring it back home before the end of the video, I promise. But first, I want to talk about free speech. And this is Angela Merkel, and she's the Chancellor of Germany, and she is the leader of the EU. And the talking points that she is putting forward here are the same talking points that every single one of my competitors were putting forward in the election in 2019. And it's really concerning to me because it's not just happening in Canada. It's not just Canada saying your free speech has a limit and that limit is hatred. And we're not going to really define hatred except to say that hatred is abhorrent and it should be stamped out without mercy, you Nazi. And that's really concerning, especially considering all of the fallout from the election, what's happened, etc. And the fact that, a lot of people were unhappy with the way Canada was being governed, and yet Canada voted basically to have exactly the same plan continue. Anyway, here's Angela Merkel on free speech. I'm going to read it. You can see her say it here, and there's a little YouTube video, and it's got the English translation, but I'm just going to read it out because it's here. And really, this is the reason they hate Donald Trump as well, because he doesn't talk like this. But all of the other ones, they talk like this. This is Angela Merkel. Quote, "For those who claim they can no longer express their opinion, I say this to them. If you express a pronounced opinion, you must live with the fact that you will be contradicted. Expressing an opinion does not come at zero cost, but freedom of expression has its limits. Those limits begin where hatred is spread. They begin where the dignity of other people is violated. This House will and must oppose extreme speech. Otherwise, our society will no longer be the free society that it was." This is Orwellian. This is double speak to the nth degree, right? We can't have extreme speech because that violates our freedom. No, especially when extreme speech is A, new term, and B, left undefined. What's extreme speech? Right? Is asking the skin color and background of an assailant okay? Should it be published in a newspaper? Or is that extreme questioning? Is that extreme speech too? And the reason I ask is, well, there's a lot of incidents lately where we have violent offenders or violent incidents or very concerning news, and all of the really important details are left out. Right? A man in dark pants. It's really interesting. That's the description, right? And you're like, what are you supposed to do with that? It means nothing. So when the government leaves what hatred is very vague, and they do it on purpose, the media is left to fill in the gap. And the media is looking for anyone and anything violating wrongthink. And it's incredible. It's incredible to watch. I'm going to talk about the London knife attack yesterday, and I'm going to talk about the Hague and the stabbing that happened in Mississauga as well. And this is just really, really scary. The person in London was known to police. He was arrested previously for planning a Mumbai-style terrorist attack on London and the assassination of Boris Johnson, right? So this guy was known and arrested in 2012, and he was supposed to be locked up for as long as necessary to protect the public interest, right? But the sentence was quashed in the Court of Appeal in April in 2013, and he was given a determined 16-year jail term, meaning he would be automatically released after 8 years. And there we go, right? So we're in a situation where this person was arrested, known, and they had something in place to protect the public, and then that got repealed. And it's going back to the same stuff here, right? It's going back to this. If you are offending somebody, if the dignity of other people is violated, well, hold on a second. Maybe there's a reason. Maybe there's a reason this person doesn't deserve dignity. Maybe there's a reason he should be rotting in prison instead of being shot in the head on the bridge, on London Bridge, right? Because two innocent people that he stabbed are dead. Maybe his dignity isn't worth all of this. Just maybe. My goodness, it's really scary. And bringing this home a little bit, here is an August 2nd article, online ISIS supporter deemed a danger to Canada, ordered released from custody. What? Isn't that weird? Following the October 2014 terrorist attacks in Quebec and Ontario, the RCMP identified Facebook messages by Hamden that a Mountie said had demonstrated clear support for ISIS. Mr. Hamden identified infrastructure in Canada which could be targets for an attack. He encouraged lone wolves in the West who could not travel abroad to carry out attacks at home. Now he lives 200 kilometers from a bridge he targeted. Yeah. Yep. Here's another one. November 18th, Toronto man who tried to join ISIS was freed a month after his release and was declared an undue risk. And I reported on this yesterday or the day before. But isn't that incredible? At what point, and who defines it, when dignity overwhelms the public good? Hey? And it's just, it's maddening. It's maddening. And the terrorist attack in London wasn't the only one. It took place at 1:58 p.m. And here, I'll put this ABC article, just kind of encapsulates it. And the only reason I'm using the ABC article is the first one I could find that had the time of the attack. And the reason for that is both the Hague and there was a Toronto stabbing last night happened at 7:45, and I thought maybe there was a connection. So here's the Hague attack. I'll read that in just a minute. It says 7:45, and Peel Regional Police were at the City Centre Drive and Carry a Gate around 7:45 p.m. So I don't know. It seems interesting to have multiple stabbings of multiple people. So the London Bridge attack killed 2. Here's the Hague attack. It says 3, or the Hague stabbings, 3 injured on Shopping Street, aged 13 to 15. So images and video on social media showed dozens of Black Friday shoppers running away from the scene after the attacker struck at 1945. The victim has not been named, but was described as a 13-year-old boy from The Hague, a 15-year-old girl from Alphen à den Rhin, and another 15-year-old girl from Leederdorp. Excuse me if I've got that wrong. The incident happened at the Hudson Bay store in the city's main market square. Police have urged the public to contact them if they witnessed the attack. Officials have also asked anyone with images or footage of the attack to send it to police. So that's the Hague attack. And here's the Toronto attack, the Mississauga attack. 2 men seriously injured in Square One stabbing. Police are searching for 2 suspects following a double stabbing at Square One shopping center in Mississauga. Peel Regional Police say they were called to the area of City Centre Drive and Carry a Gate around 7:45 p.m. Friday night. It seems like these violent incidents are increasing. And it seems like the judges who are letting people out in Canada and in the United Kingdom don't care. So it seems like maybe that should inform our immigration policies and open border policies. It seems like there's dangerous people who are willing to come to our country or Western country or any Western country stupid enough to sit with their borders open and a "please come stab us" sign on the door. It seems like there are people who are willing to take us up on that offer. And it seems like the government should be willing to stop it or at least do something about it. Seems very, very frustrating to me, or it is very, very frustrating to me, to have to look at all this stuff. And instead of talking about the problems and the potential causes of the problems and the potential solutions to the problems, we talk about how racist the problem is. So what do you do with that, right? How do you go about fixing the problem when the majority of the population in the United Kingdom, right? Watch out for that knife attack. Read this story. There was people on the bus. There were people on a bus. This one, maybe here. Yeah, there were people on the bus, and they were told to get off. A police officer evacuated the bus and told them passengers to run, Cladwell said. It was pretty scary because we didn't know what was going on. Yeah, that's like the beginning of a horror movie, right? Except we're halfway through the horror movie, and the people who are supposed to be doing something about it aren't. So, what do you do with that? I don't know. Welcome to Upside Down World Canada. And it seems like we're just sleepwalking over a cliff, right? Just carry on doing what we're doing. It seems to be working really well in the United Kingdom. It seems to be working great in Europe, and our Canadian judges are following suit, right? Bring it here. That's what we're saying. Enthusiastically, emphatically. Just don't stop my Black Friday shopping. Oh, wait. Thanks for watching, everybody. Enjoy your weekend. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. The next video is coming right out, and we'll actually talk about Canadian politics. Shadow cabinets. Ooh, thanks for watching.